What's up, everybody? It's Cappuccino back with that Family Fitness and Life podcast. And with me today, I'm still doing my Training Wheels series, talking to all the trainers that I know around. And I got this dude right here, Tariq, the trainer, Fitness Bank, man. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I don't even remember how I met Tariq. I think it was at like an event somewhere, and he was like, come on out to the gym, had some classes, the cardiovascular massacre that almost killed me.
That's right.
But I made it through.
That's right.
He was impressed. He was like, okay, you actually know how to do stuff. I'm like, yeah, I had to fight through, but I did it. But I got him in the studio with me because I wanted to talk with him because he has his own business, the Fitness Bank, and I wanted to get with him to figure out, what made him decide to get into fitness and start a business.
That's right. Pretty much, Kat. First of all, thank you for having me here. I truly appreciate the recognition and definitely thanks for taking the classes and stuff like that, supporting the business. Basically, I'm in my 30s now, probably like my late 20s. I was all my life I've been diabetic, type 1 diabetic. So this was probably since I was 17. I was diagnosed with diabetes. I didn't know. I walked into the doctor's one day, and my cousin used to work in there, and I came in just being silly, like, hey, I'm sick, I need a checkup. I was just saying hi to her.
Right.
And she was like, no, you really are sick. I didn't know. I guess they seen like my last blood work. So she like, you really are sick. And she like, we've been looking for you. So they took me in the back right then and there, checked my sugars, and I didn't even know anything about the disease. They checked my sugars, and they ended up rushing me straight to the hospital.
Oh, wow.
My sugars, I was walking around with coma sugars.
At the age of 17?
At the age of 17. As we run around playing basketball, doing music, not even knowing, thinking I'm tired, drinking orange juice and stuff, shooting it even higher. Didn't even know. So, needless to say, but even after that, I still was very ignorant to the disease. I had a son, and as the years progressed, I would take my insulin and stuff like that, but I really didn't study the disease and really do what was needed of me. So I didn't suffer no complications, thank God.
Right.
But it was one time my doctor, I'm gonna say her name, Dr. Judith Burgess, because she's no joke, the family doctor. So like she was laughing as she was going over my chart. But as she started laughing, it was actually tears. She was just so fed up with me, like
oh, wow.
with my numbers and how I'm coming in there. And I was a child with a child. So she had my son step out the room, and she closed that door, and like she literally was in tears and was like, listen, Tariq, if you don't get your life together, you're not going to be here to see that boy grow up. You're not going to be here. She informed me that diabetes is the silent killer. You may
especially among African Americans. So yeah.
And I didn't even pay attention to that. My grandfather, my mother, my aunt, we all have it. So that was one thing. The best I ever did was 30 pounds. And then I would go back and forth. I still wasn't studying nutrition, but as I started to see results, and then when she started to become proud, seeing my sugar numbers stuff change, I really got into fitness big time. I became a big advocate runner. I really studied the nutrition and paid attention from that angle, and I ended up losing virtually 70 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I really strict it up. Like, literally, even right now, I actually was really sick. I'm asthmatic as well.
Okay.
Bad asthma, and I was on all this prednisone over the last 7 months, been fighting with that, and I actually picked up weight, almost 30 pounds, so that's a fight for me, but that was the reason why I actually started to help other people. I would be in, Planet Fitness, other gyms, and they would people would walk up to me, are you a trainer? Just because of like the creative workouts or the energy.
Because you studied, like you said,
I studied
the nutrition with what you had to learn for diabetes.
Yeah, and it would be times when I would see someone doing something wrong, and it would bother me, or they would be wearing like the elastic suits that like kind of can cause blood molasses and stuff like that, and heat stroke. I would go say something to them, and then ultimately, they looking at me like, well, are you a trainer? And then those relationships would start building, and then as I constantly kept hearing, are you a trainer? Are you a trainer? It was always no. So one day, two girls asked me, these two young ladies, they said, and I remember one of their names, Basima. They asked me, they said, well, can you train us? So I'm like, all right, went home, and I asked my wife, my girlfriend at the time, but she my wife now, Tiffany. So I asked her, I said, two girls wanted me to help them out. You cool with that? She was like, yeah. So then the next day she called me like, what you doing? I said, I got session. I'm in the gym. She like, well, I ain't know you, so you're a trainer.
Right.
So
She didn't believe it, yeah.
So I'm like, oh, I thought you said I could train them. That's what I'm doing. So I really fell in love with it. I really enjoy helping people. I really, really did. And I was doing it for free. My best friend, he was a boxer. He was overweight. I took 80 pounds off him. I was just loving to help people. So it really became a passion. So I went on and enrolled into community college. They have an amazing program, WITS. It's World Instructor Training Schools.
Okay.
And it's like, it gave me a whole new respect for training. Not like you just point and telling somebody to squat. I'm sitting through them PowerPoints. I mean, I'm recording myself trying to remember the words. It was, and I consider myself a smarty-arty, and it was challenging, but it gave me a new respect for fitness, health, and nutrition. So that's how it started. Now, moving over to the business side, which is the fitness bank, which we have now. When we were training in other gyms, everyone, like all of the gyms used to kick us out all the time.
Oh, wow, okay.
You're training, you're doing this, you're doing that.
And you're not one of their trainers.
You're not one of our trainers.
Yeah.
The general manager of LA Fitness came to me because I did my internship there, and he was like, if you don't work for us, you're our competition. We can't have you in here. So I would sneak in and out still. And Planet Fitness, the manager, she tried to hire me and tried to have me do some kind of partnership, and I wasn't interested. I knew what I wanted to do, and so she got me out of there once I didn't want to partner up with her. So what happened was the whole fitness bank I did came literally just from my personality. Like, if I'm training UCAP and we're in Planet Fitness and I'm, get up, don't count my money, don't steal my money, get up, I want all my money. All right, that's paper, we done. You stealing, you asking how many, that's counting my money. So everything just seemed like money, money, money. And I kept talking to my wife, and she's like, well, that's how you talk. She's like, so it gotta be some kind of money term. And we went through the fitness exchange,
trying to figure out
financial fitness. We like, no, none of this stuff gonna work. And I'm not even sure if it was me or her, but when it came out and it said the fitness bank, we just both looked at each other like, bingo. That's it, bingo. And then they gave us like the whole banking corporation gave us issues with it, like, y'all can't use the word bank. No, so we tried to stick an E to the back of it, all this stuff, and I finally got someone on the phone who gave us approval. Then we went through Harrisburg when we incorporated the company. So literally, we started the fitness bank, but and I was nervous, but once they kicked me out of Planet Fitness, that was like my green light, and I felt
literally green because the color, right. Your colors.
And I found a studio a small space right in the area I'm from. So where I'm the community I'm already helping, which was in Parkside, it was a small space. And literally, we probably had $700 when we started.
Wow.
Yeah, we just went off the wing. We knew people wanted to work with us. We said, let's try it.
And you already had clientele.
Yeah. So we got in there. Once we got in there, we went up. They showed us a humongous space, and we were afraid of it. I was afraid of the number, so I took the smaller space. But I remember, like yesterday, me sitting in my office. Now, my office is refrigerators in my office, the waiting room, everything's in my small office because I didn't take the big space. And I was looking. This was probably a year in this space, and I'm looking at the line. It's literally like I already hired another employee, and the line is around the corner. People waiting for these sessions. People waiting on the couch. People in their phones. And I took a picture of it. I still have that moment. I'm looking. I'm like, yeah, it's time. So I called and I was like, it's time to take that risk. And I called, and I argued with the landlord to give us that bigger space. Let me out of this lease, give me that bigger space. So he gave us that bigger space. We were there for 2 years, but ultimately the space now, which has the shower, everything's set up, that's actually the third location.
Oh, wow.
Because now I'm like, you know what?
Had to go
This is my dream, and let's go. You know what I mean? So, we have a full staff of trainers, full staff of instructors to lead out the classes. And that was the goal, was like, I love helping everybody, but the only way you're going to really get that message across is if you can teach people what you. I literally felt like I have my own style. Like, we have something on the wall that says, don't depend on a machine, become one. That was just something I came up with. And the reason why I feel like that, it really came from, I think my creativity came from, I used to hide in the back of Planet Fitness. So I wouldn't use their machines. I would run, if I'm training you, I'm back there, I got you on the mat, and I know if I go to the machines, the general manager gonna see me. So all that did was heighten my creativity, you know what I mean? It was like, you know what? I want this to be a part of my brand, and I can't say, I just knew this was going to happen, but I just followed what I felt.
Right.
Before this, and like you said, you took the cardiovascular massacre, that music, that energy.
Yeah, there's a lot of energy going on.
The thing is, where that comes from is I did music before anything. That was my first love. Like, I know you heard of Chris and Neef, the Young Guns.
Yeah.
Like that, Neef is my brother. Like, we was all on tour together, performing, I'm with Free and them. Like, I love music, so I would do all kinds of music, build a name for myself. So when the cardiovascular massacre came about, when I wanted to do a cardio class, but as I'm writing it, I remember the first time we did the Glow in the Dark event, and the energy was so crazy that I got the same feeling that I had received from music. From when I'm on stage, I got the same feeling, and I was like, this is my calling. This is what I want to do.
It's definitely energy filled. Your classes really are.
Man, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it went through my skin and was like, okay, so not only am I helping people, but I'm feeling really good about helping people. I was able to not regret leaving music. Right. I felt good. And so since then, that's just what it been. From the spin class, now we had that new trampoline class. Yeah. Everything is that energy I provided in music. I just take it and put that creativity into fitness. So that's pretty much how we got started because of my health. You know, I felt like, as much as I don't even promote my story, I felt like if I tell the people my story, they'll understand. But people in the community knew. They seen it. They seen me. Like I was always the chubby rapper. Right. So they seen it all change. They seen how serious I was. So I think that helped me in the beginning with having people pay attention to what's going on. So now it's like, okay, you let the body of work speak for itself. But that's where it truly came from. What I know from music is just what kind of separates me from other people in fitness.
It's that separate personality in your spot.
Right, but it keeps me happy with what I'm doing, because it's hard. People don't know it's really, really hard running a small business.
Yeah, and I like the fact, even you saying how even now you're still gaining weight, but you're still also working it out. Yes. I like the fact that you are speaking, giving me your real life situation, because I tell people all the time, the reason that got me into fitness, diabetes runs in my family.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, it's funny yet crazy, because my dad found out he was diabetic in his late 50s, 60s.
Wow.
And that's when I found out about my other uncle and my aunt.
So you don't have it, right?
Right. Okay, so it's good. They got these later on in their lives. Let me start doing something now to take care of it. Yep. So, I mean, that's one thing that the African community doesn't look into is that nutrition, working out, it helps us, decrease that chance of diabetes. So
it truly does. And to those people out there, like definitely the type 2 diabetics, and I say this with everything, because sometimes when I'm dealing with that client that takes that for granted, I'm type 1 diabetic, meaning my pancreas does not produce insulin. So it's all I can do is balance out, maintain that healthy lifestyle. A person with type 2 can literally change their position. So when I have that client, or if I'm just talking to someone in the street, I always try to promote that to them, like look at me, like my situation, no matter how hard I work,
you are a walking
I can maintain it. But you can actually beat that disease. You know what I mean? That type 2, either your insulin, either you don't produce enough insulin, you could take a pill or something to kind of help you, but you start to pull that weight off. My doctor said all the time, he said, Tariq, you're the healthiest sick person I know. Meaning he said, I don't have people with type 1 walking here and they're still healthy.
Right.
And like you said, like literally over the last year, I've picked up 30 pounds. But in my career, if it's clients that been with me that long, or people that just paid attention to us, they'll see, like, it's sometimes I pick up and they be like, how did he just shred all that back down, get back in shape? So they see I go through that same struggle. Like, weight loss is a struggle, and I don't just blame it on asthma. Sometimes we make bad decisions as trainers as well, but every time they get that prednisone in me, oh man, from your appetite to the water weight, it drive me crazy. But I know it's people dependent on us, so I got to get up and fight that fight too. Like, my knees hurt. I don't want to swim. So I'm trying to get in the swimming pool now. I'm just fighting that fight. I just want to run. People know I'm running all through the city. I just want to run and help people. Yeah. And it caught up with me over the years, just running with everybody and stuff like that. But I love it. I honestly think I have more purpose here than when I did music. Like, I was like, in music, I need people. Like, I need y'all to support me. But in fitness, people need me. And I want you to need me. I'm coming. Here I come. I'm going to come help you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm going to guide you as long as you allow me to. So it's definitely a blessing to have been chosen to be, someone out here working with God and helping these people, and has been chosen for you to, call me up and let me talk to the people about it. So absolutely, Kat. Fitness is a challenging thing, but it's a lifestyle. Yeah. People need to get away from the quick fixes and realize all you have to do is literally learn that nutrition, study that bio. I tell people all the time, what I learned in school, it's on Google.
It really is.
It's on Google.
It really is.
People want you to be there and motivate them, but I'll motivate you all day long. But when you walk away, don't say you made a bad decision because you didn't know what to eat. Yeah. You can Google all of the major food groups and then pick out of those lists what it is you want to eat. Yeah,
I love the story, man.
Tariq,
the trainer,
man, I appreciate
hanging out. Not a problem, man. The fitness bank. We'll have all the information at the bottom of all this podcast. So tune in again. The trainer will this week. Tariq, the trainer. And thank you so much for stopping through.
That's right. Let's go.
It's B Cappuccino with that Family Fitness Life podcast.
That's right.